Nuclear missile ready.
What's up, everybody? How you all doing today? Hope we're having a good time. We're gonna be watching 3D Clan versus Alpha X today. My hair is a mess. You're gonna have to forgive me. I just did some groceries and I wore this hat, and then everything goes up in flames. Anyway, hair-wise. Anyway, so. Let me see if I can fix the lighting here a little bit. And, of course, not only that, but we would love to have StarCraft 2 on screen right here on the right side. It's kind of the entire idea of this show. So it would be nice if it's there. There we go. Our Prime Star. The StarCraft 2 game. Best game in the world. We have players completely ready and itching to go on, well, at least one of the sides right now. I don't know why I took it off the other thing. Anyway, a little bit of a show match, I suppose. I mean, it might be B-stream today, but it still could be quite a nice match, of course. Potentially, we will have quite a couple of great players playing for us today. I do believe it is a best of 5, yes, I'm not mistaken. So first of all, we will start with B versus Vindicta. Second of all, we will have Ghost Hell versus Art. Creed versus BioIce, and Cougar versus Massa. So there's quite a couple of American players right here switching onto the European server. Now, of course, it doesn't matter too much, right, for our players, Alpha X players, first of all, because they are, of course, after all, American, the greatest nation in the world, and then afterwards they are Alpha X members. So I don't see that going wrong in any sense of the way. And our opponents mostly are from Russia, so I'd imagine that they also have a little bit of a lag over there. Maybe not as badly, but it's alright. It's reasonable overall. It's not that bad that we would have to go and switch over to the Asian service, at least. That would be difficulty. Anyway. I swear I had my chat here somewhere. Oh, I could do this actually. There we go. That's nice. That is lovely. Absolutely lovely. Right, and then we keep this over here. Actually, no, let's keep this over here. And then we do this like this. There we go. Alright. I'm gonna be doing a relaxed stream. Don't think we'll have too many viewers, just because, you know what, there's nothing else going on in the StarCraft universe right now anyway. Alright, first game. we have B has arrived, and he's going to be fighting against, as we said before, Vindicta. Vindicta, one of the better Terran players we have available to us for the Alpha X team. Of course, we cannot underestimate Mr. B himself. Mr. B, a absolute terror of the, well, the ladder over here in Europe. He is a Zerg of supreme significance, and he's definitely capable of handing out quite a couple of great punches in this matchup for sure. But yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see what will happen with that. Anyway, thanks you all for joining. I know that there's nothing else going on whatsoever, as I said before, in the StarCraft 2 scene right now, but you know what? We're still going to be able to showcase all these great games, and maybe we will have a nice little VOD for it for those people that want to still watch these players from Alpha X play. Of course, they are great players after all, so why in the world wouldn't you? I'm going to have to make sure that my game over here actually does do all the things correctly. Yes, it does. Alright, absolutely lovely. Alright, here it is a best of 5 series between Alpha X and Clan. Well, I said it wrong. 3D Clan. 3D exclamation point Clan. In the top left side of the map, we have the red Terran player. He is looking to make a first point on the board here. It is Vindicta. His opponent with the same hopes and dreams for his team. It's the blue Zerg. He is B. He is making a little drone moving around here, making that quick hatchery. It's been a little while since I casted, actually. But we're still going to have a good time nonetheless. So hope I didn't get rusty in the meantime. I don't think I did, but you know what? You never know for sure. 100%. One thing I am noticing right here is that my sound actually could be a little bit higher. Let's bump it up to like this. There we go. I think that's okay. We'll have to wait and see for the shooting phase. The shooting phase of the game always is a little bit of a surprise sound when it, you know, things start heating up here. Anyway, spawning pool on the way. Extractor. That's an extractor building over there, as you can see clearly. Done right here. There's a V-Scout first, making sure that he can put that command center onto the low ground over here. Very nice. Playing it very safe here is Vindicta. Doesn't want to get cheesed out. Even moving the SCV over here now towards that third base. Doesn't want B to get that very, very quick third base here. And people are lining up. And with people, I mean drones, lining up to start mining from that second base. Alright, waiting for things to spice up a little bit. As we are seeing the factory coming down, most likely a reactor follow-up after this Marine. Marine gonna deny the Overlord, of course, standard as standards can be. Reaper now finally on the field. Might be able to get something done here. Only 4 links are on the field. No speed upgrade yet in production, so who knows. Nice control so far from Vindicta. He's doing alright here. Did message me saying that he has his music so loud on playing on his headphones that actually the bass is making his headphones tremble on his ears. I told him that that cannot be good for his ears, but actually I didn't. I probably should, but you know what? I'm sure he is perfectly fine and capable. He still has young ears that can recover from anything. If only it worked like that. Anyway, tech lab on the way here, as well as the speed upgrade and the speed upgrade. The other speed upgrades. 2 speed upgrades in a row. Isn't that lovely? Everything's gonna be zooming around for this Zerg player B here. And you know what? He got impatient. This Overlord is like, you know what? I don't need speed. I'm just gonna fly in anyway. Are you making anything on your starports? No. There's no tech lab there. There's no fusion core being thrown down. So he doesn't have to start prepping for any sort of big air attack like in case of those battle cruisers, or well, maybe even Banshees. Banshees, you do see those sometimes as well, of course. And Vindicta's still playing it very safe, even going for the Viking here. He cancelled the Viking actually. Oh no, it's here. He didn't cancel the Viking actually. Gonna be able to clean up 2 Overlords, a wise choice. And yeah. Calming things down again once more. Armory on the way, that's interesting. Armory and a tech lab with this Stimpack on the way. Armory might be for, well, I guess we'll wait and see for what he's planning to do with this. What could happen in this situation? Well, hey, people already know what it is, but you know what? Could be Hellbats. Could be. Quick third base also. Only 4 Hellions on the map in total, if I'm not mistaken. 10 Hellbats. Never mind. That is the rest. Wow. Right, I guess I am rusty. Huh. Alright, anyway. That's a lot of Hellions right here, moving across the map. Might be able to get something done. Let's see how many queens there are. There's 6 queens in total. There's nothing else except for Zerglings out on the field. I don't even think he has a Baneling nest right now. And that's a lot of Hellbats right here, marching on top of that first queen immediately, going down. Quite a couple of Marines joining in as well. It's going to be a nice little buffer. And in he goes right on top of those queens. The queen's getting a little bit caught out of position here. Getting very low already. Out of, well, position as we said. Everything going into a crisp here very quickly. The queens are falling. The roaches are trying to be produced here. But they're coming from all sides and one by one as well. So not really having the greatest of trades here for B. But B still, is he going to clean this up? It looks like he might, but... Now the drone kills are truly lining up here. And that's a lot of roaches still in the production tab. He might be actually even overproducing the roaches here now. For what the amount is still that is left here for Mr. Vindicta. He doesn't have that much anymore. He's going to have to pick up now as well. Still going to be able to get maybe a couple more kills here though. And doesn't manage to do so. Anyway, flies back home with that group of units. And, in total, only 7 workers kills, so I'm not sure if that was completely worth it. But he did kill off a lot of queens as well. 7 queens going down. That is quite a dent in the creep spreading capabilities of this Zerg player right here. It might be able to provide him with a couple of opportunities later on in this match. Zerglings. Never mind. Just moving backwards again. Don't want to get killed, I suppose. Running for dear life. Double engineering upgrades as well. As B is just gonna go for a couple of Ravages here. And, well, what's his upgrades like? Actually, only going for the armor upgrade so far. Armor upgrade, very useful against the Terran opponent, of course. As Terran units do shoot very quickly. So yeah, every time, of course, that armor always going to be a benefit there. Nice little boon. This drop got here in the exact right time, didn't it? Just delaying this push from B quite a bit, actually, quite significantly. Supply depot also on the left side here. And now just denying B from going pretty much anywhere. He still has a couple of links here, just waiting. Might be able to turn those into banelings later on if he does decide to build a baneling nest, but so far not really going for any of that. Just gonna go for the, let's take a look. Hydralisk, roaches, and also the infestation pit. Going for the infestors here. Not a bad choice. Fungal already on its own, pretty much as useful as those banelings are, of course. Gonna be able to do quite a bit here against the bioforce of Vindicta. Vindicta gonna be able to try and find more ways in here, deny more creep as much as he can. More units flying across the map. Has to be careful though. If he's actually gonna try to do this 3-pronged aggression, he is, of course, very liable to just start losing a couple of units here. And at the same time, of course, putting that same pressure onto B. Oh, yep, there we go. Not realizing there were already roaches available. quick seconds where he's not paying attention to those units, and they are all gonna get picked off quite quickly. Very frustrating here for Vindicta, but you know what? He's still managing to pull the attention away here, and no, he already responding a very quick reaction, and as Infest in now as well, so it's going to be able to pick off quite a lot of the another nice fungal, and is going to be able to clean this entire push up here. So Vindicta not really finding the damage that he really wanted to do with that push. He still has a lot of siege tanks with this force as well. The siege tanks might be pretty good against the infestors, of course, but will it be enough against this massive group of hydralisks and roaches that are accompanying it, especially with those vipers ready to pounce on top of those siege tanks as well? Could be particularly dangerous for our Terran player here from Alpha X. Under a quick scan, trying to get some damage on here. Oh, this drop actually does manage to cancel a base. Not too bad, not too shabby. You know what, take whatever you can in these situations. Killing off a couple more roaches. Not too shabby, and also already going up to +3/+3, right? The ranged attack here, full B, has been delayed quite significantly. Oh, also getting a Viper there. One of the medevac's not getting hit by that fungal, so he does manage to escape. Also, I just realized that, actually. There we go. The banner wasn't here. Anywho. I don't know if you guys noticed, but this one over here, this big, long banner with our lovely sponsors. I know it's the B stream, so I guess it's less important, but still. Oh well. Anyway, Vindicta coming in here on the left side. His right push does look like it got taken care of, but again, another cancel on that one. Keeping B on 4 bases, as Vindicta has established himself on the 4 base economy as well. Fully mining here. Planetary Fortress gonna keep this place quite safe. Quite easily, and you know what, as I say though, B already has this base in the middle as well, so that's his 5th base, 6th base, and 7 bases on the way in total. Vindicta might be able, actually, might be struggling here a little bit, trying to keep this all afloat, and he moved all his siege tanks away from this location as B is finally trying to get some aggression on this side of the map. Vindicta looking like he is gonna get caught off unaware here by this big flank coming in from behind. His siege tanks are in a pretty reasonable position. All big EMPs right on top of those infestors. Not that much energy remaining still. The Vipers aren't really joining in yet, so that is a very, very big successful thing here for Vindicta. Vindicta managing to get quite a nice engagement here, actually. Even with him being slightly out of position on the low ground there, with a lot of his bioforces having to push up into that choke point, even with his own siege tanks kind of working against him there. Having to move back up there. Alright, one siege tank does get killed off, but another siege tank immediately taking its place. As B is trying to keep this base afloat. Actually, he doesn't really have to, does he? This base can just die right here. I suppose this base over here, he does want to keep this one alive. And he's going to be able to do so using this terrain here, of course. Very nice. Very nicely done here by B. Now the question for us, of course, now is Vindicta going to try to maintain his position? Is he going to retreat? Or is he going to move forward? Looks like he's just going to be able to kind of stick here, as he's going to try to send another force to the left side and try to kill off another base that way. Not a bad choice. One siege tank is going to get harpooned, and this siege sub position is going to slow down, well, get less and less fearful, of course, for B as time passes on. This second push, though, might be able to kill off the base over here again one more time. Killing off a couple of drones as well. That's pretty nice, that's pretty nice. Couple of circlings moving past as well. Gonna try to clean this up again. Unfortunately, the one drone that was already there is gonna immediately be able to reclaim that base, of course, here. Vindicta doesn't have high ground vision, so this is definitely a little bit of a error here for him, as this second pathway now gets cleared up, allowing B to quite easily maneuver his way through this passageway right on top as a flanking force. Gonna be able to clean up these siege tanks, you would imagine. Actually just moving past one of them. Oh boy, this could be quite a hefty engagement here. The blinding clouds are, you know what, not that great here. Nice snipe star right on top of the Vipers. Nice EMP as well. Vindicta needs to move backwards a little bit here. He still has a lot of siege tanks and can help out with this situation. He's moving in with another force as well. This is quite nice. There's only Corruptus at the moment. Oh, actually, spoke too soon. Couple of Hydralisks as well. Drones getting taken down. Only a couple, well, just a fair few. It did get B off his back though, away from his main base, and now Vindicta again gonna be able to move forwards into the middle of the map, as he's getting quite a nice location here. These siege tanks are gonna be able to leapfrog forwards into the low ground location here. Might want to be, you know what, he's gonna kill off the rocks actually as well. Not sure if that was the wisest choice, but you know what, I'm not the one that should question Vindicta. Broodlords are here now though. The snipes, they are reasonable. The base is definitely going to go down, but at what cost, you might ask. Those Hydralisks in the back getting caught off guard maybe a little bit here. Too quickly, those siege tanks dealing with them. The Broodlords are strong though. The siege tanks will have to retreat as quickly as possible in siege here. Try and move away from the Broodlord onslaught. And you know what, everything's getting killed off right here. Yeah, so the Broodlords, of course, Vindicta will have to have some sort of new answer for it. He's gonna go for the ghosts in this case. Not a bad one indeed. This siege tank is a little bit interesting. Alright, actually the siege tank killing off a couple of creep tumors here. Not bad. Not bad. He's gonna die though, quite quickly. He's moving further forwards. Oh boy, yep, that didn't work out. Anyway, more units marching across the left side here. Aren't gonna find a base. That's a good sign for Vindicta. That B is actually struggling here a little bit, keeping his bases up and keeping, you know, reclaiming them every time. Even sending a drone right now. Right, does manage to send him away. Killing off an infestor. Needs to be careful though. Get away with whatever he can. Those medevacs need to get to safety. Get to safety, Mr. Medevac. Yeah, this Overlord finally now gonna be aware about these other bases, as they are immediately shut down. And Vindicta looking a little bit like a Zerg player now, having all this static defense into the late game. He's making nukes as well, so anybody who is a real Vindicta fan, this is probably why, a big reason why you would be. It is his TVZ, and it is how he plays it, with using these nukes all over the place, and that's gonna force B completely to stay on his toes, keep looking around, and his multitasking is gonna be forced to the maximum degree of which he is able. Alright, even going for this is the Raven upgrade, isn't it? I'm pretty sure that it is. Alright, anyway, a lot of ghosts. Gonna be fighting off against B's army here. They should do really well overall. They should do well against the Infestor, good against the Broodlords, good against the Vipers too, of course. And you know what, there were no Banelings yet whatsoever. B is gonna transition into Banelings right now. Banelings very much so kind of the answer right now against the against this ghost count. Ooh, B just barely in time finding this out. Second nuke coming down here as B is moving forward. Just only 2 siege tanks with the planetary fortress. All those missile turrets are going to go down before getting to shoot at any of those Broodlords that are out on the map. And oh wow, these are the most valuable Marine and Marauders. Well, Marines and Marauder that he could ask for right now. Actually, killing off a base with this little group of units. It's absolutely insane. That just kind of shows that B, again, once more, is being caught off guard here. Massive EMPs right on top of all the infestors, but also a great retaliation in the form of those, well, the singular fungal that he still could manage to pull through. But look at those snipes. Absolutely devastating the Zerg army here. And GG is called. Vindicta maybe having a little bit of a, you know what, a harsh start, but in the end, they're definitely showcasing his strength in this matchup. Only being able to shoot 2 nukes out into the, well, into the sky, I suppose. How do you call this? Only being able to shoot 2 nukes down into the ground, onto the creep, into the, well, anything, anywhere on this map anyway. But, yeah, not being able to kill off quite a lot, but in the end, he just had enough ghosts. The snipes were absolutely amazing, and nothing really could happen there for B, unfortunately, anymore in that late game. Very well played by Mr. Vindicta. And, yeah, that means we're gonna move on to game number 2 with a advantage towards Alpha X. Alpha X 1-0 right now. Let's see if Art can bring that up to a 2-0. Art, a absolute beast of an opponent, I would have to say. Yeah. Art, can he manage to bring another victory here for Alpha X? Let's take a look. Bibs is saying that Vindicta is his favorite StarCraft 2 player. Yeah, he's pretty cool, isn't he? He is pretty darn cool. Every time just amping up that aggression. Of course, it is quite scary sometimes as, well, either his opponent or even Vindicta himself for being that aggressive, because it can backfire quite rapidly as well. As if you're not paying enough attention to all of your pieces all across the map, then you can very quickly lose any sense of balance here. Oh my dear lord. It's World of Sleepers, guys. It is going to be World of Sleepers. Art versus Ghost Hell. Now, I have to be honest, I haven't seen Ghost Hell play that much myself. I'm gonna look him up real quick on the Liquipedias of the thingamajig, the web browsers. So yeah, he's from Ukraine. Looks like an up-and-comer player. He's not that old. He's only 18 years of age, and finished first in Passioncraft Open Season 7, second in Season 8, and then Starline Junior League 2019, first place as well. I'm not sure who he exactly beat to get there, but he definitely looks like an up-and-comer in the works here. Let's take a look actually at what the age of Art is. I don't think he's much older, is he? 22 years of age. So, you know what? Still a little bit of a difference there. Anyway, let's take a look. Those snipes were pretty amazing, yes. There's quite a delay, of course, on the stream, as these team matches obviously always have a little bit of a delay, unfortunately. But you know what? It doesn't mean that we won't have the game starting as quickly as possible. Here we go. Game number 2. Alpha X 1 up so far. Can they bring themselves into a 2-0 lead? That would be rather amazing, of course, for these players from Alpha X to already have victory within their grasps. And you know what? Even though it is World of Sleepers, I think Art might have the upper hand here. Don't tell anyone else, but you know what? I think he, I think, you know what, Ghost Hell might not be fully aware of what he's running into, although he might be, actually. I'm assuming that he does know about Mr. Art over here, because he's an absolute beast. Luckily for him, he isn't gonna have to switch servers He's just going to be able to play this one game on the EU and then be absolutely fine. So he had some nice time to prep. Anyway, it's the pink Protoss from Poland. It is Art. His opponent, the orange Zerg for 3D Clan. He is from the Ukraine. He is Ghost Hell. Ghost Hell. I'm the hellish ghost. Arr. I suppose everyone in Hell is theoretically a ghost, isn't it? Maybe there's some demons there as well. But then even they are kind of ghosts, aren't they, in a way? Unless... Actually, I'm not quite sure how it works in Heaven and Hell, but maybe it's a subject we shouldn't get too much into. But it sounds like, you know what, if you do have to get there by dying, then probably, you know, you might be a ghost. Anyway. We won't have that many ghosts anymore in this matchup, of course, because it is a PvZ. Unfortunately. But Ghost Hell is bringing the ghost in spirit. As I'm just trying to buy more time here till things get a little bit crazy in this matchup. Art, look at that little pesky probing going on here. Look at that. How can he be still doing other stuff, you know, as he's doing this? I've tried myself. I'm just not quick enough. I can manage to like do it one time and then I just grab some minerals and then I just... I'm like, alright, never mind. Either that or I realized, wait, hold up. How did I get 600 minerals in my bank again? I probably should spend this. And then it's a panic time. Anyway. Let's see. Oh, Stargate's on the way here for Art. It will be in the main base for him over here. So Stargate, a quick move with the Zerglings over here as well towards that third base. Securing it for that little drone. As Art is not going to be able to do too much at this time. Denying that base or anything like that. Still making 2 adapts here. Curious to see if we will have a Phoenix. Yes, we will actually. Immediately going for the Phoenix. I realized that quite a couple of Protoss players do prefer to go for the Phoenix. First of all, starting to clean up a couple of those Overlords. Because, you know what, it's very likely that they will scout what is going on anyway, regardless of what you're trying to do. So even if you do go for the Oracles, very likely that it will get scouted by those Overlords. So you might as well kill off those Overlords immediately before they go into their hidden corners across the map. That's exactly what Art is doing, going for that Phoenix first, afterwards going for the Oracle here. And of course it does give Ghost Hell the indicator that he is going to have to build a couple of Spore Crawlers. He has a nice bit of time here before those Oracles are going to be able to beat across the map, of course, because it is World of Sleepers. It's quite a big map. It's going to take a while before you actually are across the map. Those Zerglings did get scouted out by Art, so he's just checking to see how many there are. Are you making Banelings here? No. Alright, let me go into your base and try to get some real damage done, as those Zerglings are not going to be able to get anything done on my side of the map anyway. That's quite a couple of drones actually on this second base. Might want to have to try and move some of those to the third base. The Oracle not really being able to get anything done. I guess the third base is of course quite open for those Oracles right now, but because they don't, well, now they have a Queen. And there they go. Alright, so probably just kind of waiting for that to be a little bit more secured. Oh, those Oracles actually... Art, are you sure about this? Yes, he is. Look at that. Crazy. Woo, that was close. Oh my god, that HP on those Oracles. That is absolutely bonkers. But, yeah, never question Art, guys. That is what we come to realize in all of these moments. He knows what he's up to. He knows what he's doing. And he has the execution to accompany it. Coming back in, round number 2, seeing that there's not that much he can do. It's gonna lose 1 Oracle. No, actually. Oh, nice lift up on the Queen, ensuring that he won't be able to shoot down his Oracle that was on low HP here. Okay. Third Nexus is gonna get constructed. A nice pylon already over here. Using the pylon actually on the right side here. I like that. So he does have 2 openings for the Lynx to poke at, but it still should be more than enough to deal with any amount of Zerglings here. Oracles again coming in. Oh my dear lord. How is he keeping them alive so well? I don't even know. Two adepts here as well. Hello, we just came to kill off 1 drone and now we see that we're gonna die, so we're moving backwards to keep our value up here. A quick warp in on that Zealot. It did get taken down, but actually very unfortunate here for Art. Does manage to well, okay, I mean, I guess that's okay. Thought for a moment he was in trouble there, but you know what, he might not be. This is a big attack coming in. That's 1 Immortal only accompanying this. A couple of sentries also. How many gateways does he have? He only has 4 gateways. Really, I was not expecting this kind of aggression. I don't think he's really going to commit to this. But you know what, if Ghost House is just going to give him the go-ahead, then he might as well just keep pushing here. He still has those 1 Oracle. Does he have 2? He still has the 2 Oracles as well. He is going to be able to put up quite a couple of status traps here. He has so many force fields to start trading out, forcing Ghost Hell into making more units here. And he doesn't really even have to really fully win this fight here. That is for Art. He just wants to ensure that Ghost Hell is making units now. Losing most of these units is a little bit harsh though. Probably hope to catch a couple of those units in the status trap and then give himself a little bit of a cleaner fight there, or a little bit of a cleaner escape. Fortunately, that didn't happen. But still reasonable things happening here. He did secure his 3rd base. That was only with 4 gateways as well. So let's take a look at the units lost tab. And that's, yeah, I guess that is still 1,000 gas over his Zerg opponent there. So definitely losing a little bit more than he probably should have for what he gained from that engagement. Still being able to be a little bit of a nuisance just by using the War Prism. And a couple of units there. The Phoenix as well, just flying around, keeping tabs on his opponents here. As Ghost Hell might actually be pulling the trigger here a little bit. He might, either he's very frightful of a follow-up attack, or he wants to start attacking himself. I don't think he wants to, because he is getting the Spire, he is getting the +1 melee upgrade as well. You know what, actually, maybe that's just something that he wants to already have for after this fight, but it definitely looks like a group of roaches that want to try and deny the 3rd base. It's quite a hefty investment. Even making 12 more roaches, actually. And, yeah, it's gonna be trying to looking for a little bit of damage here in some sort of way. Not completely sure if this was the right call. Oh, although this is very nice. Art being caught off guard here a little bit here. Now the roaches moving forwards. The Immortals trying to catch up with this group. He still has a couple of units chasing the other roaches here. But this is probably the big fight. Zealots coming in for the flank. Big, nice force fields here. Absolutely massive. Cleaning up quite a couple of these roaches before they manage to do pretty much anything. And that is a very, very nice maneuver there from Art. Being able to pick off quite a couple of those units. Oh, almost picking up that Archon as well back in the War Prison. Managing to save it. But unfortunately for him, Ghost Hell does have enough there to pick it off before that happens. Again, once more, nice force fields, a lot of Zealots this time around, and a lot more Immortals here accompanying this push as well. There's only one single Archon though. How many Mutalisks are out on the field? 15 Mutalisks. that might still be trouble for our Art player here. If he kills off this base, he may very well be in a position where he wants to use a recall for this army. And he again is warping in. Actually, that's quite a couple of High Templar. 2 more Archons are going to be morphed in here. But those Mutalisks, look at them go. Alright, that is going to be absolutely abysmal. He's clumping up his units. Is he going to go for the recall? No, he's not. He's going to keep pushing here. The Mutalisk, I'm not sure. It looks like they should have been able to get right on top of that War Prison. But so far, they've just been a little bit idle here in the bottom part of the engagement. More units coming in, trying to target down the Archons first with the Mutalisk. Okay, now realizing he has to take down the War Prison. And Art, alright, is he going to go for another base kill? Is he going to just target it down? No, he's just going to go for the recall. Probably the best call here. Doesn't want to lose those very valuable Immortals here. But still managing to kill off the 4th base for Ghostal, having his own 4th base almost ready and going now. And look at that, he already had the Stargate, so now just making Phoenixes. He added a 2nd Stargate as well in between all of this, realizing that he needs to get those Phoenixes out as quickly as possible. And already on a Phoenix count of 5, absolutely amazing play here for Art. Completely ready and has everything he needs against these Mutalisk now. Very, very nicely played there by Mr. Art himself. As he is going to have to try and defend this base though. His Immortals are on the wrong side. The Mutalisk are fighting the Immortals. The Phoenixes are where the Roaches are at. And this base might actually still go down just because the Immortals were not in a position to really deal with this. And that is going to put Art back up on some little pressure here. Those Zealots though, being able to force that 3rd base for Ghostal as well away from the mining for quite a bit here. That's a lot of Phoenixes, that's a lot of Immortals, and not much else for Ghostal here. He doesn't have Hydralisk. They would be absolutely perfect in this situation. But Ghostal is still going for the +2 melee upgrades. Trying his best to get some... Ooh, needs to watch out for those Biles. Like, that's one of the few ways that Art can still lose this in this moment. By getting caught off guard by quite a couple of Biles. Those Immortals are absolutely tearing the Zerg apart. There's only 1 cannon here as well. But that's not a lot of Mutalisk though. They are going to take quite a while. GG is called. And Blamo. Art taking a victory. Getting the best of Ghostal here, having amazing force fields, amazing maneuvering across the map, and yeah, very clean transition as well back into those Phoenixes, back into the Stargate technology, getting absolutely every counter that he needs to, and just being able to stomp his opponent in this situation. Very, very well played by our Protoss player. And Alpha X is a good day to be an Alpha Xer, I tell you. We're up 2-0 right now. And we can be very proud of ourselves at this time. Unfortunately, though, that does mean that, of course, we are going to have to ask Mr. BioIce to lose this game. Because we do want to see Massa play as well. That would be rather nice, but you know what? Maybe we can't ask that. Don't want to be too rude to BioIce, of course. It would be absolutely amazing if he also managed to clean it up with a clean 3-0. But we're going to have to wait and see what will happen, of course. He's capable of doing it. He's playing against Creed, a Terran player. Let me take a look at if any information that I can find on this player that I've also not really heard that much about yet. So he is a Russian player as well. No major results, really, as far as I can see. He did still manage to earn about $605 in total. But he has been playing since 2012 as well already, so... I don't know. BioIce definitely could be able to take this one. We'll have to wait and see. Let's take a look at what will happen just in the game, shall we? Because that is where everything will get decided in the battlefield. It will be Acropolis. A brilliant map for Zerg overall, especially in the non-mirror matchup. That's still a good map for Zerg in the mirror matchup. A lot of passageways for flanking. They're quite nice, can be quite short as well. It's still a reasonably big map too. Some places are quite difficult for your opponent to start pushing just because they are in these outlier corners on the map. That can be quite difficult to get your units towards. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. BioEyes, are you here? Are you here, BioEyes? He might still be watching the stream. I did put it on 3-minute delay, so who knows what's happening with that. Anywho. Yeah. Art having some amazing force fields. And, you know what? I really like this maneuvering as well in a way. I guess that one moment where he did get caught off guard was when the roaches came into his 4th base. I managed to pick that off because the immortals weren't close enough in the vicinity, weren't maneuvered quickly enough towards that base to really defend it. But, yeah, other than that, very, very clean. Pretty much a perfect game other than that from our Protoss player here. But yeah, we all realize that Art is a truly world-class player. At least all of us that have been watching the in-house tournaments for Alpha X, every time Art's a top contender, managing to secure some final places there. And it's going to be curious to see, now that Massa is here as well, if Massa might be able to take him on. Might be able to be a little bit of a role model for our other great Terran players, as Vindicta and Colorbear, for example. We'll have to wait and see. All games played? What? All games are played? Alright. Nice. That is good. That is a good thing. Are we going to play a 5th game then as well? Sorry guys, I'm a little bit new. I only, well, didn't pay too much attention to the rules. Also, 5th game. Let's take a look. That would be nice. That would be nice. Ace only if needed. Okay. So we're assured then. We will have Massa playing right here. That would be very nice to see. BioEyes also right here now on the lobby menu. Looking to join a little cheeky game. Starting in a couple of seconds right here. If I click over here, you will be able to hear. Oh. Alright, it stopped. I was too slow. I was too slow with my neck dance. My neck dancing. Anyway, here we go. Game number 3. BioEyes versus Creed. I will do that one more time as soon as we're in the game. So I'm going to be quiet here a little bit. Build some tension. A little bit of tension. In the top left side of the map, we have 3D Clan's final hope to still make this a tied up, well, series right now, or will it be a clean sweep for our players from Alpha X? He is 3D Clan's Russian player. He is Creed. And in the bottom right side, we have his opponent from Alpha X. Can he make it a clean 3-0? He is the pink Zerg player. He is BioEyes. Of course, if it will be a 3-0, as we've just learned, doesn't mean that all the games afterwards here, which is one more game, will not be played. We will definitely get to see Massa as well, competing today, tonight, whichever part of the world you are in right now. Might be both. Might be right in the middle of your afternoon or evening. The premises of... I don't know what I'm saying anyway. First gas for BioEyes on the way, together with the spawning pool right behind that hatchery. Gonna be able to play a nice quick macro game here, as well as Creed. And no cheese so far. And you know what? It's always very dangerous, right? Going for the cheese in one of these team games. I personally, you know what? In my team games, well, previously before I joined a good team, which is Alpha X, I don't even play. You know, I don't even play, so I don't really have that much to talk about. But anyway. Previously, I did have a lot of team members that did prefer to do the cheese. Maybe that was just that specific player, and it might also be because it was in a lower league. And at this rank, you know what? Everybody kind of starts to know each other anyway. So it's like if they do cheese a lot, people are gonna figure it out and just gonna blind prep for it, and then you're just gonna be stuck. You know, you won't be able to do it anymore because everybody just knows what you're doing continuously. Because you always do the same thing. And, yeah, so that means that in these team games, I don't see a lot of cheese going around. Because people, first of all, right, they want to show what they're made of. They want to make their team members proud. All their team members are watching. And, yeah, going for that macro game seems to be the thing everybody likes to go for. Potentially if you already have the map secured, or at least a 3-0 lead, maybe then we will be able to see a little bit of a cheesy play here, but so far all of the players going for the macro game. Coming out of that little hatchery hole there. Alright, Cloak Banshees actually going to be the decision here for Creed. Immediately scouted though by BioEyes. BioEyes has got to feel pretty good about that one. Immediately just seeing what is going on in this situation. As, you know what, he sees the Banshee, and he throws down the Ro8 actually. He might be thinking that he's playing against some sort of a... whatchamacallit? A mech style. I mean, there is a third base on the way as well. Again, completely in view, full BioEyes. BioEyes fully aware about absolutely everything Creed is doing, so he should be able to hold off against this. He has enough queens. He has 7 queens in total. 5 of them are standing at the front door, waiting for those Hellions to try and get inside. So as long as he doesn't get outmaneuvered here and just caught off guard with his pants down on the toilet somewhere with Nen getting popped by a crossbow, things should be okay. More Banshees are being created actually. 2 Banshees so far. Okay, switching it back around. Realizing it did get scouted. He did still create that cloak upgrade here. Make of that what you want. Whether it's still good or not after it being scouted. I think it's still okay. It's reasonable. Unfortunately though for him, of course, BioEyes should have made spore crawlers absolutely everywhere. So yeah. Unless if you keep them around for a really long time, or just as kind of creep deniers, I think that way you can still make kind of good use of the cloak. This is quite an early cloak as well, actually, in fact. Going in right here. I guess it does deny the Zerg player from seeing what is flying around on the mini-map, so... yeah, it's nice. Getting higher white, a couple of lovely... drone kills here, 2 drone kills, also getting the queen. Has to move out though, of course, for, well, afraid of being shot down into oblivion. And even more creep denial taking place here as well, so very, very well done so far by Creed. Creed having that third base up and rolling as well. And there it is. There's the mech style coming out for him. He is going to go straight into that big battle mech composition. A lot of Valiants and Cyclones joining in as well. Trained up with those 2 Banshees here. Want to see a good little bit of repairing going on. There it is. Very nicely done, Creed. Also looking for the Overlords here. As BioIce is just, you know, trying to secure his first line of creep tuners, basically, out on the field. Might be able to get a couple more here. Creed a little bit too slow, but the scan immediately gonna be able to allow him to, you know, fix his mistake here. And now fighting the Queens, in fact, with his Hellions and a big wraparound with those links. Can they hold them back long enough for those Roaches to get good connections and reasonably so, I suppose. Not the greatest overall, but still reasonable. And again, quite a early cloak here from those Banshees. This time around, I'm not sure if I'm very thrilled about what happened there. Keeping the archery a little bit low. But overall, maybe a little bit unnecessary using the cloaker as well. The Blue Flame Hellions only having 2 Cyclones here. The Banshees are still quite far across the map. So BioIce, actually, these Roaches might be able to do quite a bit here. Wants to target down the Cyclones. Can he do it? Alright, reasonable connection. First shot. Gonna keep a couple of Roaches on this ramp location. Wants to trade as much as possible. But nice control so far from Creed as well, not allowing too many losses to be taken here. Actually, as I say, of course, he's standing still. More Roaches wrapping around the top side. Oh, that would have been a nice round from BioIce, but Creed figuring it out, moving backwards on the other side, losing both his Cyclones though. And now just having 4 siege tanks overall. Lost count, you know, it's reasonable. It's reasonable for BioIce, I'd say, especially for somebody that did go for quite a lot of Roaches across the map against a battle mech that did have a couple of Banshees there as well. The Banshees, though, because they are being this aggressive, not being able to really counteract those Roaches. And the Mutalisk now, oh my dear lord, yes! Oh, BioIce on an absolute terror. There we go, killing off a siege tank with those Mutalisk. Ooh. Not losing a single one as well. This base over here in the top right might be getting cancelled, but the Roaches actually... Oh my god, that's aggressive. Okay, yeah, sure. I mean, that is something you can do for sure. That was not a cancel, in fact. Oh my dear lord. BioIce maybe getting a little bit cocky there, thinking he would be able to secure that over there without losing too much. How did 13 workers die? Oh my dear lord. Alright, 16... kills on a Liberator here. Okay, I mean, I was liking BioIce's position, but things are falling apart very, very quickly now. As he is looking at a quite a heavy force of Cyclones and Hellions just being on his side of the map. It's going to be very difficult for these Roaches to keep things secured. Even a Viking, just to add insult to injury. One Viking may have been able to be picked off by those Mutalisk, but you know what? Creed playing a very nice game so far. I was like, as I said, BioIce, he was in a really good position, but Creed managing to turn it around very, very quickly. As we are seeing more Liberators, more Cyclones being constructed. The 4th base for Creed also now turning into a planetary and adding on 2 more command centers here. Very, very greedy from Creed, but you know what? He's in a position where I don't really mind this greediness from him. I think he's more than capable of allowing this this amount of greed to happen. And another Liberator, killing off 6 more workers here. The Spore Crawler did rotate around, but you know what? Those Mutalisk were not in position to deal with this. Can we get BioIce back on his feet again? He is going to lose that 5th base once again. He needs to cancel this time around. Doesn't want to lose that much money once more. He does lose it though. Okay, here it is, a big Nidus play. This is kind of a Hail Mary at this point in time, but let's see if it works out for Mr. BioIce. And it didn't get spotted yet. Right, in come the roaches, the Hydralisk, a lot of Ravages as well. Need to get right on top of those Cyclones once again, but good micro from Creed. Creed really microing his units very well here. Oh, this main base is gonna fall down, potentially. It's a nice repair though taking place, and you know what, actually it looks like Creed might be able to clean this up, but as I'm thinking that, more comes out of that Nidus when Liberator is being set up, trying to protect this area here. No, BioIce needs to move out. Right, that's a nice maneuver, but look at that, immediately retaliation coming out of us Terran, and BioIce realized that he did take too much damage there, and GG is called. Creed bringing it back for 3D Clan. Who would have thought? A little bit unfortunate here for Team Alpha X, of course. Would have liked to have the 3-0 victory and then be able to have a fourth game just without too much to worry about. Unfortunately, though, for them, didn't manage to do that. But luckily for us, we are gonna have another player for Alpha X. That is a new player for Alpha X. And people have been looking forward to seeing this man play. Me specifically. You can see him right now. He has a Bastion portrait profile. Portrait. A portrait profile. I don't... Doesn't sound right what I'm saying. Anyway. Very unfortunate. Yeah, but we are going to go into game number 4. Could be it's still the ace match here for Alpha X, and you know what, this might be the best player for Alpha X so far. I'm not sure though how well acquainted Massa is with the EU server. He might just be thrown off quite a bit here by the ping. I know Vindicta, he plays it a lot. He plays EU probably more than he plays on NA. So he is absolutely acclimated to the ping and everything that comes with it. And I'm not sure if Massa is as well to the same extent. But we're going to figure it out here. Massa versus Cougar. Cougar, let's take a look at him actually as well. Cougar. Massa, a true staple player for, well, StarCraft 2 for a really long time. And Cougar, it looks like, you know what, also, again, a little bit of an up-and-comer. We don't see an age for him, but it... actually, 2011, so has been playing for quite a while. Looks like a younger person, but you know what, that could just be the picture that isn't that long. He hasn't been in professional teams for that long, though. 2017, he joined 3D Clan. Anyway. It's still quite a while ago, isn't it? 2 years. 2 years is pretty reasonable. Let's see what he's made of. Let's see what he can do against the... Let me think this through. There we go. Against the his opponent here. But anyway, let's do the introduction first for our Orange Protoss player from Russia. And playing for 3D Clan. Can he tie up the series? Can he make things equal again in the score and bring his team to match points? The ace match. He is Cougar. And his opponent, a newly acquired Terran player. He is the red Terran in the top left. He is very well known through the StarCraft 2 scene, especially on the American side of things, of course. He is Massa. Let's see what kind of stuff Massa has in store for this one. Is he gonna bring a victory to his team and make them proud? Oh, well... Isn't he? I suppose that's the other thing that could happen. A quick Nexus from Cougar. I mean, this is Thunderbird after all. You wouldn't really expect a real short game on Thunderbird. But then again, that could be the reason why you do want to make it a short game, because nobody's really expecting a short game. And if you don't expect a short game, then maybe the short game is the thing to do. Who knows? So far though, standard stuff. Standard stuff so far. Looks like we can just relax a little bit. Maybe grab ourselves a drink before things spice up here for a little bit. Although I guess the cybernetic score is done right now, so we can start thinking about, you know what is happening afterwards. What kind of technology is going to be thrown down by our Protoss player here is going to very shortly be revealed to us. Now look at this, dude. Both these players playing very defensively. Qu'est-ce que c'est? Oh my god, you can block it like this. I haven't seen this one before. This is kind of fun, isn't it? Oh, unfortunately, not managing to get the Reaper across the wall here. But yeah, double shield battery at the front. It is going to have to be cancelled. He does have the force field available, so Massa knows that he won't be able to really get through. Not even attempting it. And a Twilight Council. And a robotics facility. Interesting. The thing is that it's on the low ground here. And, you know what? Massa scouts it. I mean... what? I suppose this is why people put their pylon on the high ground. I mean, that's quite interesting. Honestly, I'm not even sure why he put it here. Let me think this through. What's the benefit of having your structures here instead of it? Maybe they're a little bit more safe from drops. Is that the idea? Huh. There must be something, right? There must be some sort of idea behind it. I don't know though. I'm too stupid to really realize. Please let me know if you know. It just seems like it's so easily scoutable right now in this location. Blink on the way. And the Raven for Massa, I suppose that is you know what, something you're just gonna have to do after seeing the robotics facility. You want to start killing off those observers, of course, as they are popping out. Those pesky invisible spotter units, and then as well, because you did see the Twilight Council, it is still a possibility that you're gonna have the Dark Templar, in which case the Raven is good. And of course, with the robotics facility, you might still have the robotics bay being thrown down. And if they are gonna be used to be making those Colossi, then a Raven, once again, a very, very nice choice here. Alright, and boom goes the dynamite, and that is a dead observer, first of all. Very nicely picked off here by Massa so far. I'd say Massa in the lead. Although, of course, Cougar, as the Protoss player here, always, they do manage to get their third base up and rolling a little bit quicker. Massa looks like he does want to try and deny his Protoss player from, Protoss opponent from really getting too much done here. And gonna try to attempt a little bit of aggressive push off of the 2 base. It's kind of risky, of course, in this map, as this map does have one of the most defensible areas in the world. But you know what? Massa has a Raven, so maybe he's going to be able to get something done here. Oh, nice spotting on that observer there. Isn't going to be able to get it, though. Unfortunately, the Stalker's interfering with that little event. A very nice micro so far from Cougar as well. Picking off a Marine already, only losing a little bit of shielding. Massa, I'm not even sure. Is he still... Oh, catching the observer there. Another observer bites the dust. Hasn't brought his siege tanks over just yet. Is he going to keep them at home? Oh, no. Actually putting them in the medevac. Increasing their mobility, but also, of course, against Blink Stalkers might be putting them at risk a little bit. Although I guess the Blink Stalkers could still blink right on top of it. And these Colossi, I mean, they look very strong and potent, but how many of these interference matrices can Massa really have right now? The force fields are gonna have to be absolutely humongous. The siege tanks need to be in good positions as well. And let's see what is gonna occur here. Massa actually just gonna ferry a couple of units into the natural here under the protection of those siege tanks. The Colossi are not in position. Alright, nice blink right on top of that medevac. The medevac positioning though, absolutely amazing. Now one of the gateways does get taken out. Oh, there goes the medevac, so no more possibility of lifting up and going elsewhere for Massa. Massa, of course, still though, those interference matrices could still be very big. Another medevac does join in the fray here. Ah, there it is, the big stim forwards, and Cougar was caught unaware. One Colossi immediately being taken down. The force fields though still pretty good. A lot of zealots with charge being able to jump in on the Proto or the Terran army. The siege tanks need to do a lot of work here, need to put in the overtime. Massa though, it looks like he might just barely be able to pull this. I'm not even sure. The stock is still quite plentiful. The siege tank still hold. The siege tank need to talk down the Colossi though. Oh, another siege tank going down, but still so many Marauders they need to get on top of the Colossi. Can he manage this? Or will Cougar hold on and be able to bring this fight onwards to another period in time? A lot of the Colossi did get picked off here, but it looks like with these Zealots, they, you know, it should be okay. But oh dear lord, another siege tank coming in. I'm not sure if this is going to be enough for Cougar. The army supply, 20 army supply versus 42 right now. But of course, a lot of that is still across the map here. It's still assembling, still trying to make its way across here. 3 medevac now in total. Loading up into the low HP medevac. Now repositioning onto this third base location. The siege tank in a position where he, oh my god, he's gonna get jumped right on top of. Alright, that siege tank is gonna get taken care of, but the bio forces of Massa might be able to pick off quite a couple of these probes. Needs to target them down ASAP, get as many as possible in GTFO. There he goes. Alright, hot pickup right there. Oh, one medevac still getting picked off though. Only 2 of them going down here. The yeah, that's cute. That's quite cute, isn't it? Not gonna be able to do anything though, unfortunately. So overall, Massa, I suppose, you know what, he has kept himself busy. He has his third base secured. He has a lot of SCVs behind us now. 4th base already halfway done. Cougar a little bit behind. Overall, I'd say just with the macro, just not really, you know what, he held, that is for sure. He had a very nice hold, but overall, it feels like Massa has just been too solid with his macro behind all of this. And now we are gonna have to wait and see what will happen in this situation. And Blink DTs are also on the way. 5 Dark Templar holding their ground here at this base. Might give away to Massa what the idea is here. Did he see this? That is the question. Did he see the shimmering of those Dark Templar? Not scanning just yet. Is gonna try to target this down. Okay, there we go. Now he knows. But yeah, those Dark Templar more than enough. Another drop in the main base is gonna take down both forges, actually. Absolutely massive pick off there, as Massa doesn't have his own armory just yet, so he doesn't really want the Protoss player here to get +2/+2 anytime soon. Managing to delay that by quite a bit. Why hasn't... Okay, that is why. He only has a singular engineering base. Is that the case? No, he does have 2. Okay, there we go. Building both of it right now. Cougar, though, is looking quite menacingly with the 3 Colossi count now. 2 Archons. Quite a couple of Dark Templar as well. Not really being able to get much done yet on the other side of the map with the Dark Templar. And I would love to see a couple more missile turrets being put down by Massa here just to help out against those Dark Templar. But, you know what, maybe just at the front is going to be enough here. Triple medevac drop going forwards, looking for another drop. But look at this, that's so many Dark Templar immediately jumping right on top of these drops. And yeah, even 3 medevacs filled up with bio. not a chance against this amount of Dark Templar. A very, very interesting way of defending against drops here from Cougar, but it's working out quite nicely for him so far. And Massa not being able to get too much done just yet, but as I'm saying that, of course, more work is being put forward here. Reasonable with the mines. Nice around, actually. More bio coming in from the top. Massa, great control, pulling out before he loses too much of his units here. Even sending another medevac to the bottom side. Those Dark Templar though are so scary. There's not that much for Massa in this situation. And if Cougar does get a good attack going on that third base for Massa, it might still be quite a lot of trouble. Medevac. Medevac deciding, you know what, never mind. I'm gonna drop here instead. Oh, please don't. Oh, my dear lord, that is so unlucky. If only he drops here this time again one more time, it would have been absolutely great. Okay, okay. Massa now on max supply definitely wants to try and engage this army as quickly as possible before Cougar manages to get his supply up and rolling as well. Double attack here from two sides. That's a lot of Marauders trying to help out, but the Zealots are really strong against them, of course. No Widow Mines to really support in this location. That Ghost Academy might be in quite a lot of trouble. The upgrade is in trouble for sure. Look at that pickup micro here from Mr. Cougar. Doing quite a nice job so far. The Ghost Academy goes down. 3 ghosts were in production, but I mean, it's still quite dangerous in this situation. A recall immediately taking place. 18 workers going down though for Massa. Massa being tied up on workers again once more. It's not that bad actually for Massa overall. I'd say he did. Oh my dear lord, he lost this base as well. Were those the Dark Templar? You'd have to say yes, because you know what? I think they did die ultimately. 14 Dark Templar having been killed so far. That gas count though lost for Cougar. That might be the ticket for Massa here. He has been very efficient with his trading so far. Needs to get his Ghost Academy up and rolling again though. And wants to get that upgrade as quickly as possible. War Prism also would be a nice pickup here if he does manage to get it. The Planetary, the Missile Tower, and a couple of oh my dear lord, Massa, please be aware of this. This is so scary. This is so incredibly scary. Luckily for him though, a lot of the charges did go off on the building, so he isn't taking too much damage from that. And this is annoying though. One of the Zealots still being able to do quite a bit of damage here. And now the Zealots on the third base as well, being able to pick off quite a couple of workers once again. Oh, these Dark Templar. Oh, nice scan. And finding them out, sniffing them out here, trying to catch up to them. That's a scary amount of Dark Templar. That's going to do so much damage if they blink across here. Alright, Massa though. Thank the Lord that he did manage to see this. So many scans are being invested into killing off this tiny group of Dark Templar. And so much attention as well is going into this. Trying to deal with this as quickly as possible, but they're so incredibly slippery right now. Cougar still though, as we are seeing, trying to get on top of his 200 supply, not managing to do it just yet. This might be the big engagement here. Cougar really committing this time around. Massive EMPs have landed, but there come the Dark Templar. Are they enough? Will they be the glass cannon that Cougar needs for this fight? Might be actually not that much still remaining. Beautiful splitting though coming out of Massa, as we can see, just a small amount of Terran units still remaining, but it's just barely enough. Somehow, some way, 2 Marauders, a Ghost and a Marine still remaining in this fight, and forcing 3 Colossi to run away from this engagement here. And now again once more we are seeing a slight lead for Massa here. A lot of it is in army supply, so Cougar definitely wants to retreat from this fight right now. Massa, you know what, doesn't really need to put those units on gas because he already has quite a bit of gas here. A Liberator being scouted out. That is quite unfortunate. Immediately warping in a couple of Stalkers. Very nicely done. Good awareness from Cougar. He's going to be able to pick this off quite easily. As Massa is just trying to get more damage done. Somehow, some way getting the attention back on Cougar's side of the map. And at the same time, of course, getting the scouting intel that he needs. Alright, coming through here. It's just unfortunate that Massa did lose his Raven, so he has to spend like a gazillion scans every time whenever he tries to deal with the Dark Templar. Look at that, more Dark Templar being warped in. This drop is, you know what, going into the main base. 7 workers going down. A second drop right here on this other location. I don't know, count whatever. Oh, a recall. Absolutely brilliantly done there by Cougar, recalling half of his army back into that location. And now Massa stuck here with, has 8 medevacs actually in between these bases. Cougar, he is playing absolutely brilliantly so far, much better than I actually expected. Alright, the empty medevacs retreating here, still leaving an opening potentially for those other medevacs, but they're all gonna get picked off though. That is quite a devastating loss for our Terran player here, but you know what, it did leave the opening. There comes the drop into the main base. Wants to target down the pylon here. Target down the pylon, it's just one pylon. Oh my god, so many Dark Templar coming in, and he needs to move backwards again. I've never really seen, you know what, it's very rare that you see this amount of Dark Templar being used. And as we are seeing how effective it is, it makes you wonder why people aren't using Dark Templar in this way more often. This could be a big fight for Massa. Can he get this army? If he manages to get good EMPs, there they go. Needs to start splitting up this force though. The rocks in the middle here still making it a little bit more difficult for him to get those bioforces right on top of the Colossi. He is simming forward, running behind him. 2 Vikings wailing away. There we go, 2 already falling. And this might be it. Massa may have very well finally dismantled his Protoss opponents. Alright, more Dark Templar though, making life very difficult. The scan is good, but Colossi here in the back as well, not really being dealt with. More Dark Templar as well. Oh my dear lord. Massa still has to retreat once more with his main force as it is being absolutely demolished. The drop in the main base also getting taken care of, and once again things kind of stabilize here for Cougar in a situation where I don't mind his odds that much, especially with these Dark Templar now moving towards this 6 base. It's a 6 base, alright, and that's a lot of mules actually. That is a lot of mules right here going down immediately for Massa. That is not what you want to have happen. A scan coming in here, Massa killing off a single Dark Templar out of the 2600s that are out on the map in total. How? Oh my dear lord. Alright, this is the first time actually. Look at the supply now. Things are slowly but surely rotating back into the favor for Cougar here. Closing up that gap. As Massa is just trying to assemble some sort of force, and GG's out of here. Alright. Okay. Oh man, the DTs just became too much for Massa there. He just didn't have a good answer, appropriate way of dealing with him. His drop play just got absolutely demolished by those hit squads of Dark Templar. Wow, for a moment there, a couple of times I thought Massa had it, but in the end, just faltering a little bit, not being able to clean up the bases that he wanted, and not a bit unfortunate. A little bit unfortunate. Anyway, that means we are going to go into the ace match here. And that means both of these teams will have to revive a single player from their roster. And we will have the ace match. Whoever wins that one will be victorious. Of course, both teams now having to decide which player that will be. I don't know. Will it be Art? I think Art would be a good choice. Vindicta could be a good choice too. Maybe they're gonna do rock, paper, scissors. Massa might be a good choice too. Maybe that was just an unlucky game for him. But yeah, it might also be, of course, the ping situation. Him not being acclimated to playing on EU as much as Vindicta. Potentially, it could be a thing, of course. If you're playing at the speed that these players do, then for sure, and you're not acclimated to that type of delay, that could be absolutely devastating for your play. It could just, you know, making it feel quite horrible playing that way. Anyhow, we're going to have to wait and see. We're going to have to wait and see who will be the final choice, as they both add their ace player onto the website. Why isn't he making some Ravens? He couldn't make Ravens because he didn't have a star pause with a tech lab. And Ravens, they do cost a lot of gas as well. Also, quite a bit of minerals. They're very expensive. And when you are already having to control quite a lot, right? So you have to control the... This might just be it, or I might be wrong on this, but this is just me spitballing a little bit. He had Vikings, Ghost, Marine, Marauders, you know, that need to get stimmed. Viking, Ghost, Marine, Marauder. The medevac control, I suppose, don't want to have them rotating around too much. You got to split those up. You got to do quite a bit there. So maybe he just didn't want to have the control of the Ravens as well. Maybe. Or maybe he just, you know, not a lot of people keep making Ravens in this matchup anyway, regardless. Because they are so incredibly quickly taken care of, right? They... if you A-move your entire army, they will keep flying forwards because they don't have any auto attacks, so they're just going to keep going to the point where you clicked. And yeah, it's nasty. It's nasty overall. Anyway, we would like to play Massa for the ace match. All right. So yeah, maybe just a little bit of an unlucker game there for him. Of course, a lot of the drops did get cleaned up quite efficiently by those Dark Templar, and the trading just didn't go into his favor anymore. Unlucky. Unlucky. Anyway, let's see who will be the choice for 3D Clan. 3D Clan. 3D Clan. But yeah, I mean, yeah, Ravens are just very squishy as well, right? So, a couple of Blink Stalkers, they just blink, and then it's like, alright, well, I guess I just lost 400 gas, and, I don't know, like 200, 300 minerals. Just like that. Just like, poof, poof. They're very strong, but overall, they're quite dangerous to use as well. The disables... Maybe later on would be nice, but... oh well. Oh well. Alright. Gonna have to wait and see. Just relaxing a little bit here. Fortunately, we don't have cute videos or much of anything. No interviews, no players on the bench, as they do at no other thing going on right now anyway, so Oh. Anyway. Massa versus probably B. Boom, 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 boom. I suppose B is one of their best players, right? Very, very significant force to be reckoned with. And, see if Massa can do it this time. Alright, anyway. Interesting. They're sending out Creed. So it will be a TVT for the final match. The final match here. Creed versus Massa. Alright, that's fair. Maybe Creed is really good at TVP. Who knows? Creed already trying to get the inside information. Asking what strategy you play in TVT. I mean, hey, you can always ask, right? Maybe you will get an answer, and then you're gonna get to know. If you get to know, then who knows? Dixa, please explain to Bibs stuff, alright? So I don't have to. What's with the Pepe? I don't know what the Pepe is for. There's so much delay. I have no idea what I said 3 minutes ago. What made you cringe? What made you Pepe cringe? What made you Munka S? Okay. In the bottom right side of the map we have the ace player. The blue Terran, and his name is Massa for Alpha X. His opponent though in the bottom, well, if we were to turn around the camera 180 degrees, it would be the bottom. But it's the top right now. It is the red Terran player. He is Creed. 3D Clan. And we have Vindicta Munka Essing in chat as well. And the other Terran player in the chat. Munka Essing, it's Vindicta. Of course, Mr. Bibs, Son Lily, hello. Hello. Right, yeah, things are looking quite standard. Both of these players playing it very safe. Don't want to die to any proxy Reaper shenanigans. Losing quite quickly to anything of this. Oh, I never knew you can select red buildings and blue buildings at the same time. Look at that. We can select all the buildings, in fact. These are all the buildings in the game right now. Oh, I gotta add these as well. There we go. Now we can see not only over here what's being produced, but also over here what's already been produced. Top quality casting at its finest, I dare say so. Creed actually going very, very heavy on the gas here. Still having 3 SCVs on both gas. As Massa is, you know, he slowed it down a little bit, looking to go for that expansion quite quickly afterwards. And already saving up here. Only now adding 2 more SCVs to the gas in total. Creed's still playing it safe. Moving around with those Reapers. Actually, Massa as well. Neither of these players want to get caught off guard and just immediately lose this series, of course, right from the get-go. Starports being constructed. Of course, Creed's is going to be a lot quicker. Because Massa, you know what, as we said, slower on the gas. But, of course, that second base for Massa, a lot quicker. Creed still only on 200 minerals right now, having to add a third supply depot as well. So Massa is going to be able to use this base over here for a supply depot, as Creed is going to have to get that supply depot up earlier. Alright. Now this is something maybe, Bibs, you don't know. A lot of these Siren players, as they get better, they will be able to use their mules in another way. I say use, maybe... You know what, throw away the mules in another way, because as soon as they get low on energy and they won't be able to, like, you know, mine anymore, then they might be able to pick up some minerals, and then as they are trying to move towards the base, they will die, right? So then those minerals will get lost. So if you manage to stop the final cycle, you avoid that from happening, right? So you don't just lose minerals for nothing, because you know those minerals do still get taken from the mineral field. Massa's in a lot of trouble here, isn't he? Actually, well, he does have the Cyclone. He just needs to get a good repair going. He gets a first kill on that hyena. That's pretty big. And he's still going around with 2 Reapers here. The Reapers, though, are going to get a good scout. See that Cloaked Banshee and also see the Cyclone in production. Might be able to get quite a couple of SCVs, though, before anything else happens. So, good control so far from Massa. Massa, though, needs to hold on in his own base as well. Losing quite a couple of them. A Liberator actually showing up here. Killing off quite a couple of his own workers, as Massa lost his Reapers here on the other side of the map. Only killing off 4 workers so far. And Massa now just a little smidge behind overall. This Cyclone wants to get a lock on. Come on, you can do it, buddy. There you go. Forcing that Liberator out of there. Can Massa do this? That is the question. Is, you know what, I'm a little bit worried. I'm getting a little bit worried. He does have what he needs right now to keep holding on for as long as possible, but doesn't mean that he's not behind right now. Just even a smidge, just a slightly bit. It's quite a dangerous situation. The siege tank is in a good position though, but of course these units might be able to just sneak by, only tanking 1 hit. He might be able to get one of these units in front so he doesn't get squished by the splash damage. Oh my god, this Liberator! The Liberator! Massa! Look at the mini-map! Good disable there, alright, that's a good start, but the Banshee actually coming in right on top of that Siege Tank. The Siege Tank in a lot of trouble. The Siege Tank, oh my dear lord, another... It does go down. Using an auto turret there to finish off another Cyclone, bringing the other one quite low. I mean... Yeah, it's alright. It's alright. Massa's not dead yet, alright? Where some people might say that one of these players is super dead. I'm not comfortable with calling anyone super dead at any time, at any point, at any place. Sorry, I'm reading Twitch chat. Suddenly I'm quiet. Yeah, I think so too. Ravens would have been good, but yeah, I mean, if it's just not your style to use those Ravens in the later part of the game, right? If you haven't really practiced it, it might just be very uncomfortable for you to try and do so. TVT though, on the other hand, I don't know if there's anything that Creed does specifically that is his style in the TVT. So far it looked very, very normal. And things still looking rather normal as we keep moving here. This is still a single Banshee on the field. Actually, is there 2 Banshees? No, there's just a single Banshee. Just a single Banshee. But this hit squad of Vikings and Raven. Still in a reasonable position to try and take it out as quickly as it arrives. Grouping up though. Oh my god, he's gonna move out as quickly. Does he still have... Okay, he still has 4 Marines. 4 Marines not gonna be enough though against the Banshee. Hello. Oh my god. What a god. He's clearly the better StarCraft 2 player, isn't he? Oh, okay. Well, it's still gonna die. That's unfortunate. Anyway, Massa, your Vikings are going the wrong way. Massa. Alright, there he goes. There he goes. Now only losing 3 workers so far. And oh my god, Creed, you're joking. You're going the wrong way as well, Creed. You're going the wrong way. There's only 2 siege tanks, 3 marines, but that's a lot of Vikings though accompanying those ravens. And Massa should definitely win the air war here as the, well, that command center needs to lift up again. There's no way in hell that command center is going to be able to do anything here. 5 Vikings. Actually, the Viking count for Creed now equaled up. But, of course, those ravens might be able to turn the tide as long as Massa manages to use them here. Oh my god, alright, the Banshee finally getting taken care of, but Creed having such an enormous army now marching into that 3rd base, immediately taking down 6 more workers here. Massa is gonna lose this base as well. It doesn't look like any repairing will be taking place there in time, as Massa still has some sort of a force over here in this location, but he doesn't really have the forces to push forwards right now. And, you know what? Look at that marine count. That is truly what did him in there. He doesn't really have the marines that Creed has. Massa trying his best to get some sort of lovely engagement there for the red Terran here. Massa desperately wants to get that command center as well. Tie things up again. He is reproducing his 3rd base, but it's been quite a while. And now with this extra force here for Creed, it looks like it wants to go on the flank. And there's only 2 siege tanks here. Remember, it's not a lot of siege tank to deal with this Terran army. It's coming forwards. That's a lot of stimming though, so probably only needs 1 or 2 shots here. Oh my god, yeah, that's a dead force for Massa now. 6 workers do go down trying to clean this up, and the command center though is gonna fly over again. Massa not in the greatest position right now. He realizes he's gonna attempt some desperation moves. He's going for it, and in the shape and form of this this push over here. 1 single siege tank is gonna be accompanying inside of that medevac. You know what? It's gotta be quite cramped up in that medevac right now. But, you know, we're not going to question it. They're probably inside the siege tank, right? The full marines are inside the siege tank, and then the siege tank is inside the medevac. It's a lot of marines. Oh, okay, well, he did get blindsided a little bit here, but it looks like, you know what, I'm still not liking this position too much for Massa. I suppose this is one of the best things for him right now that he could do. The Viking wall is going to be in his favor as well, still. But this is such a dangerous position. That's so many marines coming forward. Look at that. Nothing can escape that. And Massa losing more units here. It would be nice if he gets both these barracks, potentially. But still, not sure if that was worth it, honestly. Massa, though, still on a worker lead. Income advantage was in favor of Creed there for quite a bit, but now with that, oh, that's nice, actually. 2nd drop coming in as well, killing off quite a couple of workers this way. Alright. I mean, I said +2, +1 already done for Massa. I guess it's about to be done as well for Creed, though. What's in favor of Massa? I suppose the medevac. Does he have more medevacs? Actually, no, not even that. Let's take a look at this a little bit more clearly. Creed just seems to have more of everything, and then I suppose he doesn't have to liberate all the Viking counts, all the Raven counts, so that's the one salvation for Massa. But instead, he has so many of these marines. They are quite bruised up, though, quite battered, in fact. And if Massa managed to get an engagement before they all regain their usefulness, might be a good moment, though. But only the 1 interference matrix isn't going to be enough to really push back this siege tank line. Where are the 2 liberators? That's the question. There's 1 over here. The other one already being taken out, apparently. So very unfortunate. I would have loved to have the Liberator here, actually, to help out with this pushing location, but... Oh my god, Masa's going for it. He's coming for the siege tanks. He's smelling blood in the water. Maybe a little bit too quick here. Trying to clean up this area so he can start pushing his siege tank into this location, but you know what? That is quite a dangerous maneuver. And I'm not sure if that was the right one again. This is nice though, a little bit of a... Oh dear, oh boy. A lot of marine... Oh, SCVs are going down. But he is training quite a lot of army for it, of course. This one medevac is coming in. Still might be able to do quite a bit here, and that's... Alright, that is the forces of Massa. That is what he needs to start really pushing forwards here. The wrecking ball. The Schlieffen plan coming across the map right now. Moving into tiny little third basium. As this one drop, you know what? That's not as strong, is it? Viking wall finally going into favor for Creed, so he does manage to secure himself that victory. Did he only kill a single worker there? That's absolutely brilliant. Massa somehow, someway, still managing to keep himself in this, and you know what? His position right now is looking rather dominant. Although, of course, this is still rather scary. A matter of fact, for a moment, Creed thinking that it was absolutely empty over there. There were no Marines left. Trying to drop right on top of those siege tanks and realizing in time, you know what? Hold up. There are, in fact, still some Marines over here. Siege tanks getting quite a little bit of nice damage done here. Ooh, if he gets a couple of the engineering bays. Where is the engineering bay? That's... Oh, there it is. That would be a nice pickup too. Massa is +2/+2, and you know what? Creed hasn't even started his +2 armor yet. +2 attack, only just now halfway. It's another big thing actually in favor of Massa. Massa though dropping right on top of a couple of missile turrets here. Rather dangerous. Losing one single medevac already. Needs to get out of here because that's a lot of Marines. And just gonna go for the trade instead. Alright. And this is one of those situations where being aggressive and such is really good, but maybe he doesn't need to be as aggressive anymore at this point in time. He can just take bases and try to get further ahead in that situation. Instead, though, he has been sacrificing quite a couple of Marines here and there, trying to deal damage in the main base. Oh my god, please, Tim. Okay, thank you. That's scary, man. This is absolutely terrifying. Needs to get on top of the siege tanks right away. He needs to... Oh god, there's still enough Marines here to really tank this location, though. Massa, again, going for a drop potentially. Oh, the siege tank's on siege. He's going for it once again. A nice pickup there, actually. Oh, still another shot, though, hitting him up. GG, well played. Alright, there it is. Creed tapping out, realizing there's another drop in my base. I'm going to lose these upgrades, and there it finally happens. Massa pushing through his aggression, being enough to find the victory here for Alpha X in the end. Well played there by all the Alpha X players. Very well done. Enjoyable matches, very much so. Also 3D clan, of course. Thank you for playing against us. I don't know if any of you are watching this or are watching this maybe in the future, but you know what? If you are, thank you for watching, and of course anyone else also, thank you for watching. Very much appreciated. We had a good, nice couple of matches, and you know what? A victory for Alpha X doesn't always happen when I'm casting. Yeah, a little bit of a how do you call this? A bad luck charm, I suppose, for the Alpha X players. But this time around, we managed to pull through, and Alpha X is victorious. So yeah, that's nice. Anyway, yeah. I will see you all later at some other point in time. Let's go back to watching Home Story Cup, shall we? That other thing that doesn't exist. Oh no, wait, actually, let's go watch the Civil War for Alpha X. That is the true StarCraft 2 happening right now. So let's go watch that. All right, guys, love you. See you later. Bye bye.